Starting off our countdown at number 10 is Kristen Stewart. Most people fell in love with her during her role as Bella Swan in the Twilight series, which is where she fell in love with her co-star Robert Pattinson and started dating him. Fans fell in love with both their on-screen and off-screen romance, but that is long in the past. In more recent years, Kristen has come out with her sexuality and revealed that she was told to keep it a secret. Even early on in her career, before she made her sexuality public, she says she was told not to discuss it with people because they might not like her for who she is. During an interview with Harper's Bazaar UK is when she said that she was even told to hide her girlfriend in public. She said, "I've been fully told if you just do yourself a favor and don't go out holding your girlfriend's hand in public, you might get a Marvel movie." But Kristen said she wouldn't want to work with people like that anyways, so she's happy to finally be who she really is. Moving on to number 9, we have Raven Symone. We could only imagine the pressures that naturally come with being a Disney star for the majority of your childhood. The pressure to fit that innocent Disney mold would be hard for anyone, especially someone who fears sharing their real sexuality. Raven is currently married to her wife, Miranda Madej, but it wasn't always easy for her to be this open about her sexuality. During an interview with Variety, she opened up about it and said even with her appearance, she always felt pressure from the industry, especially during her time with Disney. Variety asked her if there was a time she felt she couldn't come out and be her true self, and she shared an example when she couldn't. She went on tour for the last season of That's So Raven and said that some people from the industry said she looked too much like a lesbian and that it was a problem. She said, I quote, "One of the members of my team went up to my mom and was like, she looks too much like a lesbian. Can you tell her to put on a skirt and some makeup because then they will accept her and come to her concert." Raven did say it was not Disney members who said it and that Disney was always very accepting of her and that it was industry people from her own team. And I was out here like really blaming Disney. To be honest, in my head, I'm like, Disney people. Apparently not. Coming in next, number 8 is Jonathan Bailey. The Bridgerton star is openly gay, but keeps his love life as private as possible because he has not always been accepted. During interviews, he revealed that most of the conversations he has had where he was told to stay in the closet were actually from other gay men. He said, "The most conservative conversations I've had about being honest about my sexuality in this day and age have come from gay men in the industry. There's a sense of shame, I think, that's palpable throughout gay men within the industry." He explained that these people have worked in either publicity or they're casting directors who warned his agent that taking on gay roles could cause issues in his career. But despite the advice those people tried to give him and their opinion, he made the decision to openly discuss his sexuality. In spot number 7 is Matt Bomer. He says he made the decision to come out even though he knew it was a very risky choice since people told him at the time that it could cost him opportunities in the entertainment industry. It worked out for him since he has been married to Simon Hall since 2011, but there was a time when he couldn't be openly in love like he is now. But even though it was a big risk to his career, he does not regret it. He spoke about it during an interview and said, "I came out at a time when it was very risky to do so, but to me it was more important to be my almost authentic self, both for my family and for myself. To me, that trade-off was worth it." But it hasn't been some fairy tale. At the time that he came out, he had a studio film that was about to premiere and a TV series coming out not long after that, so he just knew that it was a big risk during that time and it could have done some damage. Thankfully, it didn't, and he's happily married now, so like everyone can suck it. That's how I feel. I'd flip my hair if it was done. Moving on to number 6, we have Evan Rachel Wood. The actress came out to the public as bisexual back in 2011, but says that she was warned by people ahead of time that she shouldn't. She revealed that she was advised that she shouldn't because it would make her less desirable to men and also limit her career opportunities. She talked about that time of her life with IndieWire and said, I quote, A lot of people advise you not to do it. They tell you flat out, don't do it. They don't want you to be less desirable to men because that sells tickets and that helps your career. The good news is though, nothing happened that they told her would happen. She explained that everything they warned her about did not happen and that she might have left one community behind, a non-accepting one, and embraced another. She also found love and has still continued on with a very successful career. So she really proved them wrong. Love to see it. Love to freaking see it. Halfway through at number 5 is Ezra Miller. He found the courage to come out back in 2012, but admitted that people told him it would be a big mistake if he did. During interviews, he hasn't been specific about who exactly told him that, but said that he was advised by many people that being open about his sexuality could do some damage. He admitted that there are a lot of people in Hollywood who conceal their sexual identity or gender identity in their public image because people tell them that it would be a serious mistake. He spoke with Shortlist and said, "Folks in the industry, folks outside of the industry, people I've never spoken to. They said there's a reason so many gay, queer, gender fluid people in Hollywood conceal their sexual identity or gender identity in their public image. I was told I had done a silly thing." But over time, he says he realized that what they said was rubbish, in his words, even though those conversations did cause him doubt when he chose to come out. Rolling into spot number 4 is Colton Haynes. Moving to LA would be an exciting move for any aspiring actor, but Colton says it wasn't because he was very guilted for his sexuality. He revealed that immediately after he made the move to LA to pursue acting, he was told not to come out publicly. He revealed that by that point, he had already been struggling internally with it and hiding his true self for years. He even went to rehab for his anxiety over the situation. He spoke with Andy Cohen and said, "I was literally told from the day that I moved to Los Angeles that I could not be gay because I wouldn't work. Then I was with my management team and a team of people that just literally told me I couldn't be this way. They tried to set me up with girls. I was rumored to date Lauren Conrad for 6 months because they were kind of angling a story. And then I dated every other young person, which of course I didn't date." Honestly, that's a little mind-blowing to me because that whole Lauren Conrad thing, I actually believed in the media. Of course, I believed it. It's insane. Like, I'm so happy the truth finally came out because that is so wrong. In our 3rd spot, we have Matt Dallas. In recent times, he has been very open with his sexuality and his journey of coming out. He says he was told for many years that he could not be a success in Hollywood if he were to come out as gay. He said he was actually forced to hide his true self and even pretended to be straight in fear of ruining his career. During one of his Q&A videos, he got very candid and said, "I was told to stay in the closet, not talk about my sexuality, to be on every red carpet with a girl on my arms because you could not be successful if you were openly gay in the entertainment industry, at least in front of the camera. Because of the advice that was given to me to stay in the closet, I became very disconnected from who I was, and there's a lot of residual stuff to this day that I still deal with." He revealed that it went as far as these things being drilled into his brain, that there were times he would catch himself sounding too gay or acting too gay, and he had to like remind himself to act straight. I can't imagine doing that. Basically living a fake life in front of the public eye every day. Like playing a character that you're not. That'd be so difficult. Taking over our number 2 spot is Cara Delevingne. The model shocked fans when revealing that she was told she wouldn't make it in the entertainment industry if she was a lesbian, but what was more shocking is who these comments came from. She revealed that Harvey Weinstein told her that she should date men publicly to cover up her sexuality. Why am I not surprised? She revealed he also made some inappropriate comments about her relationships with women. Why am I also not surprised? She talked with Porter and said, I quote, "One of the first things Harvey Weinstein ever said to me was, 'You will never make it in this industry as a gay woman, get a beard.' When I just started to audition for films, he was naming women I'm friends with and asking me if I had slept with them or not." She recalls feeling very uncomfortable and couldn't believe that he was even asking that. Like at the time, of course you couldn't believe it, but now it's like, That doesn't surprise me that he was doing that. Alright, we have made it to number 1 and we have Elliot Page. Before he came out as transgender, he came out as gay despite being told by people in the business that he needed to stay in the closet. The good news is he went against their wishes and is now able to live life as his true self, which he's wanted to do for a very long time now. The actor spoke with Net-a-Porter and said, "I was distinctly told by people in the industry when I started to become known, people cannot know you're gay. And I was pressured, forced in most cases, to always wear dresses and heels for events and photo shoots, as if lesbians don't wear dresses and heels. But I will never let anyone put me in anything I feel uncomfortable in ever again." Boom. And you frickin' shouldn't. Frickin' shouldn't. Fun fact, Elliot Page was at a local bar up the street from me in Toronto last weekend, and one of my co-hosts, Lucy McPhee, saw him, spoke with him. Cool. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. In our number 10 spot is Ricky Martin. When he was first asked on TV about rumors regarding his sexuality, he refused to answer. Barbara Walters asked him to shut down the rumors that he was gay, and he said he didn't feel like it. Later down the road in 2018, which was actually 8 years after he came out, he spoke with The Daily Show and explained how difficult it was for him. He said the decision to come out was hard because his loved ones were telling him that it could end his career. So when he was confronted on TV about it and being encouraged to shut down the rumors, he said he felt violated. To this day, he says that the Barbara Walters interview has left him with a little PTSD, and it has always remained a very invasive interview in his memory. Thankfully though, he is now happy and openly married to his husband since 2017, and they have 4 children together. Moving on to number 9, we have Amber Heard. At the time when she came out as bisexual, people told her it was a risk because she was landing roles opposite of big actors like Nicolas Cage and Johnny Depp. She was told that she was throwing away her career by coming out and was advised to stay in the closet for the sake of her career. Since then, she has been open about her sexuality and admitted that staying in the closet in Hollywood is a detrimental lie. The reason she decided to come out was because she felt the risk was outweighed by the possibility of losing everything. She was dating Tasia Van Ree for 2 years when she came out publicly. At the time, she said that staying in the closet would have just added to the problem. She talked about it and said, I quote, "The risk outweighed the possibility of playing into this horribly detrimental lie that some in Hollywood perpetuate." Coming up next, number 8, we have Josh Bassett. He shocked everyone with his bravery just a few months ago when he announced to the world that he was a member of the LGBTQ+ community. Fans were used to seeing him with singer Olivia Rodrigo after they fell in love as co-stars on the TV series High School Musical. He announced the news on social media in a written note and said, "My entire life people have told me my sexuality. People have shamed me for things they know nothing about. I want to say thank you to those of you who stand for love and acceptance." It was especially frightening for him to come out since High School Musical is a major Disney franchise and the whole innocent Disney persona has always been heavily encouraged, if not mandatory. As for his dating life, now that he is out, he explained during interviews that this is all very new to him and that he is just embracing his new life. He's also only 20 years old, so like, he's got a lot of time. Cruising into number 7, we have Nikki Tutorials. The YouTuber and makeup artist came out in 2020 in an emotional video that made headlines all over the world. In the video, she said, "I want to start the year off by finally revealing a part of my life that has made me who I am. When I was younger, I was born in the wrong body, which means I am transgender." During the video, she revealed that she was actually pressured to come out following threats of blackmail. She was invited on The Ellen Show to share her story, where she explained that people were blackmailing her and that police had to get involved. Through an investigation, she says they found out exactly who it was and they got their names, phone numbers, emails, everything. While the makeup guru is wanting to share her truth and is happy that she did, she wishes it was on her own circumstances. Making her way into spot number 6 is Jameela Jamil. The Good Place star publicly came out as queer in February 2020 on Twitter, but says it took her a long time to do so. She was facing backlash after being cast as an MC and judge on the competition show Legendary and went on Twitter to talk about it. She wrote, "Twitter is brutal. This is why I never officially came out as queer. I added a rainbow to my name a few years ago when I felt ready to. I didn't come from a family with anyone openly out. It's also scary as an actor to openly admit your sexuality, especially when you're already a brown female in your 30s. But despite all the backlash, she was finally able to share her truth and has continued to be in a very happy relationship. She's been dating James Blake since 2015, who has been incredibly supportive of her journey." Halfway through our list, at number 5 is Ollie Alexander. When the Years and Years singer was going through media training when his band was first taking off, he says he was told by a professional to not answer questions regarding his sexuality. But he didn't end up taking their advice and instead was very open about his sexuality, saying he owed it to his younger self to no longer hide from who he truly was. He talked to LUK and said the unnamed professional told him it would be better for his career not to say anything about his sexuality at all and not to invite personal questions like that. But when a journalist ended up asking him about his sexuality, he responded with, "Yes, I'm gay and this song is about a man." Since coming out, he has received an incredible response from his fans who have helped push his career even further. Coming into number 4 is Samira Wiley. The actress has talked about her struggle with coming out with her sexuality, saying that she was heavily encouraged to hide the fact that she is lesbian. She revealed that early on in her career, people suggested that she pretend to date her gay male friend to help cover up both of their sexualities. She got candid about it on the Make It Rain podcast and explained how she was genuinely worried that she wouldn't have a successful career if she came out as who she was. It took her some time, but she said she realized that you don't have to do what others were saying to do, like hiding your sexuality and pretending to date men. She said, I quote, "It's just a real journey of figuring out, no, you don't have to do any of that." Thankfully, she came out anyways despite what people said and has continued a very successful career. In our third spot is DJ Qualls. The actor, best known for his roles in Road Trip and The New Guy, came out last year in January of 2020, and he says it was long overdue. He came out publicly and announced the news on stage at his friend's stand-up comedy show in San Diego. Later that night, he tweeted the news also and talked about why he decided to come out now. He tweeted, "It is 11:20 p.m. I just came out on stage at a Jimmy Jeffries show in San Diego. Yep, I'm gay. Been gay this whole time. Tired of worrying of what people would think of me. Tired of worrying about what it would do to my career." Thankfully, he received tons of support from former co-stars who tweeted out that they were so proud of him. Rolling into number 2 is Sarah Paulson. Some people were surprised to hear the news that she was dating a woman, Holland Taylor, but they were also surprised because she was over 30 years older than her. When they first began dating, the actress said she was advised to keep their relationship under wraps in order to protect her career. She spoke with The Edit and said, "Early on when people found out that I was with Holland, some said, I think you have to be careful, I'm afraid it's going to affect your career negatively." The good news is she says it never even occurred to her and she did not want to keep it private. The two of them began publicly dating in 2015 and have been together ever since, often gushing over each other in interviews. It's adorable. I watched some of them. People were never too focused on Sarah coming out with her sexuality. It's actually the 32-year age gap that the media has been obsessed with. And for those wondering, before you Google it, at this time of the recording, Sarah is 46 years old and Holland is 78. Earning the number 1 spot is Ellen DeGeneres. In 2016, she received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from former President Barack Obama, who talked about how courageous it was for her to come out as gay back in 1997. Many celebrities and fans since then have told her that she is the reason they found the courage to come out as well. When handing over the medal, Barack said, "It's easy to forget now just how much courage was required for Ellen to come out on the most public of stages 20 years ago. What an incredible burden that was to bear to risk your career like that." At the time, she had her own successful sitcom called Ellen, and during one of the episodes, she came out of the closet. The show was then given a parental advisory warning, and then not long after that, it was canceled. She received intense backlash, which put her out of work for years. She knew the risk that she was taking, as people warned her that this would all happen, but as we know it, her career later continued and it grew into something much greater and much bigger than she probably even realized. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is Lili Reinhart. In 20 2020, the Riverdale actress officially came out as bisexual and made headlines for it immediately. It was surprising news to fans and everyone who didn't know her, but she revealed her family, close friends, and her castmates already knew. She said that she was hesitant to come out publicly because she felt like bisexuality has become a trend among celebrities. She shared a post on her Instagram story of a protest that she was supporting and wrote, "Although I've never announced it publicly before, I am a proud bisexual woman and I will be joining this protest today." The actress said it felt like the right time and said, I quote, "I felt that since I've exclusively been in heteronormative relationships, it would be easy for an outsider, especially the media, to vilify me and accuse me of faking it to get attention." But when speaking with Nylon, she said she knew she was attracted to women at a very young age. Coming in next, number 9 is Tana Mongeau. The YouTuber spoke out about her sexuality during Pride Month in June 2020. She is known for being a brutally honest YouTuber and has been open about being bisexual in the public eye, dating actress Bella Thorne for a few years. But in 2020, she announced that she was pansexual and no longer believed in using labels. She shared an emotional Instagram post and wrote, "I never thought I'd be brave enough to publicly share my sexuality in the way I do now. I still struggle with it. I hate the boxes. I hate people telling me I'm straight or discrediting my relationship if I'm with a girl. I will live my best life based on loving people, not for their gender, but their soul." The YouTube star has been a content creator for years now and has felt the pressures and judgment in the past, which is why she was probably so hesitant to speak out on it this time around. In the number 8 spot is Philip Schofield. A lot of controversy surrounding his coming out, but it was deeper than just the pressures of Hollywood and the judgment of others. The TV presenter came out as gay in 2020, which was shocking because he was married to his wife, Stephanie Lowe, for 27 years and they had created a family together. He first broke the news on Instagram, writing, "With the strength and support of my wife and daughters, I have been coming to terms with the fact that I am gay." And within minutes of publishing that statement, he did an emotional interview with ITV's This Morning and was interviewed by his co-host Holly Willoughby about his decision to come out. He explained that it was not something that happened quickly and that he has been going through the emotions for a long time. He and his wife split following the news, but he says that she was always very supportive and still is. So he knew that there was a lot of risk when coming out, things that went much deeper than just the pressure of the outside opinions. Sniping the number 7 spot is Rebecca Black. In the past, the singer has spoken out about sexuality and said that it exists on a spectrum, which is why she may have been hesitant at the time to openly identify hers in that same conversation. But in a recent interview, she opened up about her sexuality for the first time and revealed that she identifies as queer. She spoke on the podcast called Dating Straight and said, "To me, the word queer feels really nice. I've dated a lot of different types of people and I just don't really know what the future holds." She explained that she finally felt comfortable to talk about it, and for a while she was afraid to answer the question when people asked. The reasoning for it? The world can be a nasty place. I mean, let's be honest, she got a lot of ugly attention online for her music video Friday when she was just 13 years old. She was thrown into the meme culture immediately for that, and she struggled with so many people having so many opinions about her that it was hard for her to feel comfortable in her own skin, let alone open up about it. Not gonna lie, I definitely ripped on that video back in the day. And spot number 6, we have Stacey London. The former fashion icon from TLC's What Not to Wear spoke out last year on more than just fashion. She shared a powerful Instagram post where she addressed rumors about her dating life. In the caption, she revealed that she is in her first relationship with a woman and that they have been together for over a year now. People were surprised to see pictures of her girlfriend that most people didn't even know about. But she also explained why she decided to tell the world about it 1 year later and why she was hesitant to speak about it openly. She brought up the fact that there might be some kind of backlash for her announcement, but said that she would never hide her girlfriend out of shame. But she also brought up the interesting fact that she's also more privileged than others who also struggle with coming out. She finished off her Instagram post by saying, "Any awful comments will be deleted immediately. My account will not tolerate hate of any kind." Halfway through at number 5, we have Rick Cosnett. The Flash actor came out as gay in 2020 and people applauded him for sharing his truth. He shared the truth about his sexuality in a touching Instagram post where he admitted to being gay, saying that he made a promise to himself to live out his truth every day. But he did admit to the struggle in coming out, saying that it can be a very hard thing to do. He said, "Sometimes that is a really hard thing to do when you have all these subconscious things you don't even know about from childhood and from society and from from being, you know, just life. He shared this message via video, and the video had hundreds of thousands of views in no time, with tons of fans sharing messages of support in the comment section. Up next, number 4 is Trevi Moran. The former X Factor contestant and YouTuber came out in 2020 as a transgender female and got candid with fans in a YouTube video. The video was titled "Coming Out, I Am Female," and the YouTube star started by saying that she no longer goes by Trevor and is now Trevi. This wasn't a quick change. She explained that she'd been dealing with her feelings her entire life. In 2017, she first came out as homosexual and told her fans that she had been struggling mentally after the public speculation over her gender. At the time, she said she felt like she was being forced to be transgender when she didn't fully know where her feelings were herself. She said, "I hit a rock in my journey in 2017 when I thought I wasn't transgender, but I thought that people were pushing me to be transgender. So I sat on it for a few months, I cried a whole lot, and I came to the conclusion that I was transgender." In the third spot is Nikki Blonsky. Best known for her role in the movie Hairspray, the actress used TikTok as a way to come out in June of 2020. The announcement was a surprise to fans, but she said it was a long time coming. She actually planned the announcement with her publicist and filmed a TikTok dancing to Diana Ross while lip-syncing one of the most iconic gay anthems, "I'm Coming Out." We can't put it in here, so that's all you get. She tweeted the TikTok video saying, "Hi, it's Nikki Blonsky and I'm coming out." She spoke about it during an interview and said, "For me, it was a long time coming. I was wanting to date women, and it was a moment in my life where I was finally just really ready to be myself." While she received a ton of support and love from people, she also said it's been difficult being taken seriously. She shared a story about her matching with someone on Tinder, and the first thing they asked her was, "What was it like kissing Zac Efron?" referring to her on-screen kiss with him in Hairspray. So even though she has come out, people still see her for her past sometimes. Coming into number 2 is Lauren Jauregui. Now, I'm gonna admit I always say her name weird, so don't come at me in the comments. The former Fifth Harmony singer came out as bisexual back in 2016 and revealed that people warned her not to. She's always been known for speaking her mind. It's one of the reasons why her fans adore her so much. But her sexuality is something she kept private for a while because apparently people advised her not to be honest about it. Lauren says she was warned by family, friends, and also record label executives who told her not to be open about that part of her personal life. She talked to Out magazine and said, "A lot of artists are held back by the notion that they'll lose their fan base and alienate themselves." However, eventually she said she reached a point where she couldn't understand why she had to keep it in, so she opened up about it. Taking our number 1 spot is Demi Lovato. We can imagine the judgment they have faced from growing up in the spotlight with Disney and then growing into one of the biggest singers in the entire world. They were once open about their struggles with an eating disorder, and the world wasn't all that supportive, with Disney using jokes about it in scripts later down the road. So when it comes to their sexuality, we can understand why they waited to reveal their true identity a few months ago in May 2021. Demi shared the news on Instagram and wrote, "Today's the day I'm so happy to share more of my life with you all. I am proud to let you know that I identify as non-binary and will officially be changing my pronouns to they/them moving forward." They also explained that they know the struggles people face when coming out and decided to come out to encourage others to do the same so that they can also live their authentic lives.